set up gel blasters.
Incoming mission critical message.
I consider that I myself am a successful man in business. I hate business. I hate everything to do with it. Accounting, figuring, adding up numbers, all this figuring is a completely colourless occupation. I don't like it, so I have to hand it over to accountants and lawyers and people who seem to like it.
Well, gel blasters are increasingly popular, and it was only a couple of weeks ago that we talked about the fact that authorities were looking at the possibility of reclassifying them as toys. That's certainly what those who are fans of the gel blasters were hoping. But today the announcement came out from South Australian Police just half an hour ago that they will not be classified as toys. In fact, from tomorrow, gel blasters will be declared as a regulated imitation firearm.
As of tomorrow, they are a declared regulated imitation firearm, which means under the Act, they are a firearm.
There's approximately 50 businesses are going to have to close tomorrow with a loss of around about 350 jobs.
And why is that, Peter?
Well, because obviously now they're regulated. What businesses, they've got to go through things to get a dealer's license, can take anywhere up to 12 months. They've got their rent to pay. It's going to put a lot of people in hardship.
What this means for people who own or possess firearms is that they must have a licence, they must be registered, and they must be kept in accordance with the Firearms Act Security Code of Practice.
And this includes kids?
Nobody under 18 can actually apply for a licence.
There is, however, an amnesty. There's an ongoing amnesty with the Firearms Act where you can hand in any firearm.
My other concern is the people that have purchased the gel blasters, are they going to be compensated? Are the businesses going to be compensated for their loss?
I didn't read that in the press release, did you?
No, not at all.
Can you talk us through the main reason behind implementing this?
Yes, gel blasters have been probably around in South Australia for the last 2 years, and they meet the definition of a firearm.
So regulation, if it's managed correctly, where it's not going to disrupt businesses and the industry, I think I'd support that. But this methodology that they're looking at is just going to decimate the industry, which they've already crushed for the last 6 months by, not allowing businesses to import them.
They were getting to the point where people were committing crimes or doing stupid things with them, and I don't think it's our responsibility we shouldn't wait for someone to be either killed or seriously injured due to an incident involving gel blasters.
What you'll find is you'll probably see, and ironically enough, you'll probably see an increase in real firearms licences being requested.
Why?
Because we've seen an increase in New South Wales. We've actually had politicians contact us about it because they wanted gel blasters to be legalised there because they were seeing a steep increase in firearms licences being requested.
What? Because they can't use a gel blaster, they'll use a real firearm.
Blaster. Yeah, that's correct.
So, what? In some kind of weird way, is this seeing more people with real guns in their hands?
Correct. Yes.
Our position is a long way apart. They see regulation as detrimental to their business. We've had over 180 reports so far that have caused us concern.
Over how long?
Over about 2 years.
2 years.
Peter, have you heard those kinds of figures that I don't know how much you know about what's happening in New South Wales and Victoria, but is there a chance that with gel blasters having added restrictions on them, we might see more people getting real firearms?
The way the police have now regulated them falls under a Category A licence, so same as paintball. So the process for getting that licence can include getting your normal gun licence for A and B as well. So what most people tend to do is if they've got to go through the process and the rigmarole of getting a licence, they will actually go for their A and B and also for the paintball. So potentially, yes, there may be an increase in applications for firearms licences.
Are there any questions?